I have a new video for you guys because we're taking a deep dive into the traumatic childhood of Bella Thorne. At one point, she was Disney's it girl, but nobody truly understood what Bella was going through behind closed doors. Someone in her own home, someone she grew up with, was harming her from between the ages of 6 and 14 years old. Today, we're going to look at everything that has gone down and that Bella has put out. So let's get into it. You guys may recognize Bella Thorne from the big screen, the small screen, the phone screen, because she is everywhere. And there's a reason why, because she has been working ever since she was a very young girl. Bella was born on October 8th, 1997, and she was put to work right away. She had to go to work because her family didn't have any money and she was the breadwinner.
Got involved in the Disney funnel. It's because I read somewhere you only did that because you were about to become homeless and you needed money.
We were a very poor family growing up.
Before we get into this video, I do want to give a quick shout out to my friend Sarah. She helped me locate a bunch of clips for this video. So thank you, Sarah, and definitely go show her some love and check out her page. It's so sad to think that she had all of this pressure on her as a young girl to keep the family going because they were at risk of being homeless. And by young girl, I mean she started working when she was 6 weeks old.
Started modeling when I was 6 weeks old, out of the womb, literally. And then I modeled every single day.
So she's definitely giving us Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen vibes because they also started working when they were infants. And I believe that's incredibly wrong because no baby should be working, nor the breadwinner of their own family. That already sets them up for failure. The amount of pressure that Bella must have felt to keep these commercials and these TV shows and these movies going was probably weighing on her throughout her entire childhood into her teens and now adulthood. We more recently started learning about Bella's dark childhood because in 2018, she started opening up to her fans about what she went through. Bella shared this photo on Instagram on January 7th, 2018. And at this point, she revealed that she was being harmed by someone in her own home up until she was 14 years old. She finally had the courage to lock her door at night and stop that person from coming into her room. It was actually really hard reading everything that Bella wrote regarding her childhood because she says that she feels very ashamed and disgusted with what she went through. She started sharing tidbits about what she went through on Instagram, posting pictures like this one, with poems from a book that she wrote about her childhood, like this one that revealed information about how dark her life truly was. At one point, she wrote that she was harmed growing up from the day that she could remember until she was 14, until she got the courage to lock her door at night. And that little bit right there is a huge clue into who it could be because we would think that it's someone who is in her home or who has access to her home at night. She wrote, "All damn night, waiting for someone to take advantage of my life again. Over and over, I waited for it to stop, and it finally did." She tweeted, "I never knew what was right or wrong growing up. I didn't know the person sneaking into my bedroom at night was a bad person." At this time in Bella's life, she was doing a ton of press, and that gave her the chance to speak to multiple different people about what she was going through, all to promote her book. Her book, The Life of a Wannabe Mogul, Mental Disarray, includes a collection of poems that Bella wrote about her personal struggles, her relationships, her wild child lifestyle, all with her trademark wit and wisdom. Of course, everything we're talking about in today's video is very triggering, so I do want to give you guys a trigger warning now that we're going to get into some dark things, like we already have, but it's going to get worse. And I also want to give you a disclaimer that I'm going to have to bleep out some words because YouTube does not like them, so just a heads up that we're going to have to bleep out these bad words, but I'm sure you guys could fill in the blanks with what she was saying.
Was it because I was molested my whole life? Exposed to sex at such a young age that feels the most natural to offer the world? Or is it because I was raised to think I wasn't good enough?
In that interview, Bella shares specifically that she feels like she really only has her body to offer the world because that's what was taken from her for so long. Bella actually went on to Logan Paul's podcast, Impulsive, and she shared that it was very bizarre to be a public figure, but to be hiding such a big part of her life because it seemed like this was an everyday thing.
It was such a crazy thing of like everyone knows everything about you, but this one thing that's so big and makes you literally who you are. It's literally changed me as a person completely. And it's happening for so long. And then all these people are around and you're just hiding this big secret. And it's so weird and everyone's just there.
It would make sense to me that whatever Bella went through with this man would change her because not only was she a child star subjected to, Hollywood and all of the danger out there, but she had someone in her own home lurking around and doing things to her at night. A lot of survivors don't end up speaking about what happened to them because they are ashamed of it or they're nervous that people won't believe them or for various reasons. In this interview, she shares that she actually called her manager when she first started posting about these things online to see if it was okay. And it's obviously very emotional for her to, talk to other people about this and just to acknowledge what she went through, and it's shocking to her that people are accepting of it, so she's starting to open up more and more.
Look at my Twitter, is this okay? And he was like, what do you mean is this okay? This is great. You have nothing to be ashamed of, Bella. Why wouldn't this be okay to say? And I was like, man, that's like what I've wanted to hear my whole life, you don't have to be ashamed.
Another reason why Bella said that she did not report this man back then was because, like she said earlier, she didn't realize that this guy was a bad guy. She was definitely dealing with Stockholm Syndrome. If you guys don't know what that is, it's pretty much a psychological phenomenon in which hostages express empathy and have positive feelings towards their captors, sometimes to the point of defending them. So not only did this person harm Bella Thorne between the ages of 6 and 14 years old and live in her home, but they manipulated her into a way of thinking that they were a good person, and she believed them. Like, she liked the person who was doing these things to her, and it's actually very common because she's too young to conceptualize that this is wrong. And this man, who I think I know who it is, which we're going to talk about this at the end, he knew what he was doing, and he was able to take advantage of her for a long time, most of her childhood.
Definitely Stockholm Syndrome. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're raised with someone and you don't know that it's wrong, it's just very an everyday occurrence, no big deal.
In that interview, Bella shared again that this person was in the home and that she grew up with them. Bella also shared that she doesn't feel anger towards her parents for not protecting her, but rather society in general.
I think that you have anger towards society in general. This is something that has literally happened in everyone's doorstep.
I totally understand what Bella means by having this anger towards the world because they didn't protect her, and Hollywood fails so many celebrities and child stars out there. This next interview is probably the hardest to watch because I think that Bella was having her most emotional moment that I've seen on footage because someone asked her about her transition from Disney and she really just went off on the fact that she was going through this situation with that person at home and nobody was really paying attention or helping her or dealing with it.
That obviously the transition, it's really tough, transitioning from Disney to this was easy. I don't know, getting from your 6 to your 14 seems like way harder circumstances, or being physically all the time seems like a much more difficult situation than have paparazzi following you since you were 12. I don't know. I was still being when paparazzi were still following me.
Okay, so obviously it's getting really intense, and we're gonna go back to it, but keep in mind, guys, that back in the day, I feel like paparazzi were so much worse. I mean, especially before COVID times, keep in mind, Britney Spears back in the day, and it reminds me that these celebrities who are being followed by all the paparazzi, you might think that they're living their best, rich, most amazing life, but a lot of the times, we have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. And the end of this interview gets a little bit awkward because the room just totally totally switched. I mean, it's so tense because of what Bella was sharing, as she should and as it should be, because what she's talking about is a very real thing and a problem in a lot of households, not only in Hollywood.
I don't know. I was still being when paparazzi were still following me. So it's pretty hard in my mind to think about these big flashlight photographs and everyone thinking they know me and talking about me, but having no idea the type of mistreatment that I was still dealing with at that time, that everyone around me saw and did nothing. So I don't know. You tell me what's so hard. Because that to me, way harder than any other of this other shit that I do on a daily basis.
Somebody just said goosebumps.
I do feel like nowadays people are a lot more accepting to those who want to come forward and speak about what they went through. And Bella was getting a lot of love on Instagram and Twitter and social media, which was good because we need to be there to support her while she opens up about something so vulnerable in her life.
On Twitter, reading about all the people sharing their stories with me from mine, and I just want to say I'm really proud of all you guys. I'm really proud. I can stay strong. Stay strong. Peace. I love you guys.
But at the same time, a lot of people were spreading conspiracy theories and rumors about what Bella could have gone through, especially the whole Disney situation, because a lot of us believe that, I mean, I'm sure it was a Disney exec or someone from Disney because she was a Disney star. It would make sense. I mean, we know Nickelodeon has a problem, but looking at her track record, she hasn't been with Disney for that long. I mean, it really was towards the, 2010s, 2009s when she started working with them. Before that, she had a full career in Hollywood. So would it make sense that Disney did things to her? And she actually tweeted out in response to a tweet that claimed that Bella went through things because of Disney, but she claims it wasn't Disney. And I believe it wasn't Disney because she wasn't on Shake It Up for that long. I mean, it was like 3 years. It all went by really quickly. And even though I know Disney has a dark past, I think that Bella was dealing with something within her home, not on set. But I know what you guys are going to ask me. Where were the parents? I mean, if she was dealing with this at home, where was mom? Where was dad? What was going on? Was mom and dad doing this to Bella? Well, Bella's mom claims that she didn't know anything about what was going on. Someone actually spoke directly to her mom, Tamara, and she said that she actually heard about it first from Instagram. Literally, Bella posted it online before she even consoled her family on what was going on, which would make sense to me if this stuff was going on in the household because she wasn't able to openly talk about it before and get help, so why would she be able to do it now? Her mom said, "It's a private matter, and I only just found out about it now. I'm just talking to a therapist about it. I'm processing it. It's not something I knew about before." She actually specifically noted that she's speaking to a psychologist about it. I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, well, what about Bella's father? I mean, what does her dad think about it? Was he the one to do this? Well, her father's name is Delancey Ray Thorne. He goes by Ray, and he supposedly had a really great relationship with his daughter Bella. But unfortunately, he actually passed away in a tragic motorcycle accident in April 2007. This would have been when Bella was 9 years old. So at this point, she was being harmed for 3 years, but she still had 5 more years of this, and her father was taken out of the picture. This is just one out of many unfortunate things that Bella went through, but it's safe to say that her father wasn't the one harming her since she was 9 years old when he passed. Her father's passing left a very big void in her life, and she was constantly looking for answers.
Questions that I'll never have answers to, the constant seeking of acceptance that I'll never have, the constant need for affection that I'll never get. And so I think that's probably where my rebellion comes from.
Even though her father isn't here to comment on what she's gone through, her uncle had something to say. Uncle James actually told the Daily Mail that Bella's father would have been turning over in his grave to hear that one of his daughters was being harmed, especially in their own home. Delancey would have never stand for that. My sister would have never allowed it. We had never heard about any of this before now. Uncle James was super close to the family. He worked very closely with Bella's father, and if this went down, he would have been one of the first people to know about it. He also shared that Bella and her sister Danny always slept in the same room. So her sister Danny would have to know about this too. So Bella actually has 3 siblings. She's got 2 sisters and 1 brother. She's got her sister Danny, who is currently 28 years old, so she's 5 years older than Bella. And then finally, she has a brother named Remy Thorne, who is 25 years old, only 2 years older than Bella, and he's actually a professional MMA fighter. I'm not necessarily trying to figure out who exactly did things to Bella and who harmed Bella, but if we're going to narrow down everyone in the home, we need to consider one other person in addition to her siblings. There was a man living in their home named Stephen Muskis. He was taken in by Bella Thorne's parents at a young age and was treated like a second son according to the family. Stephen would be 37 years old currently, which would mean that he is 14 years older than Bella Thorne. He has no relation to the family, no blood relation, and I can't figure out why he was just pretty much adopted by her parents, but he was, and that's pretty much all the internet says. But if you look up his name, you will see that everyone thinks that this is the man who did it to her. Keep in mind, guys, I think it's very uncomfortable for Bella to even acknowledge this man or think about his existence. When Logan Paul asked her about the guy, she was extremely uncomfortable answering his question.
You know, he's there the whole entire time. He drove me to set. He was, you know, in my dressing room. He
And you've
watched
never,
me on.
you've never revealed who this person was?
No, yeah, I didn't. I talk about that. Just read that one too in the book.
So in that little bit, we learned that this person would actually drive Bella around, which would mean that this person would need to be significantly older than Bella to be able to drive her around. So if it's not her father, and if it's not her brother, who's only 2 years older than her, this man would be the perfect age to go and run around, you know, Bella to her appointments and help the family, you know, drop her off and work and things like that, because he is living with them for free and was pretty much adopted by them.
Can you get to that
I ask
page?
why?
I don't know, but I think that it was already such a big moment for me to kind of go out about this. So then it was like, they'll know what he looks like and they'll imagine it and they'll just put him there, you know, and I just don't really, I don't know.
I think that Bella's reaction is completely normal, because when she started speaking out about this, the press was eating it up. So if they found out who it really was, they would probably be talking about him. We would see his name everywhere, and she would just be haunted by the memory of this guy who she grew up with between the ages of 6 and 14 years old. This story is incredibly sad, and nobody deserves to go through what Bella went through, regardless of her music and her, you know, clout chasing or the press or anything like that. I understand people have their flaws out there, but we must acknowledge what Bella went through is horrific. And you guys can see in her face and her emotion that it's hard for her to deal with it. And I think being a rebel, saying things that will grab your attention, is a way that Bella copes with it. So I hope that Bella can find peace from this situation. Her book was supposed to be that moment for her, you know, to kind of put it all out there and just feel like it's off of her chest and that she can live freely. And I hope that she is, because a lot of this was going down in 2018, 2019. So it's been a few years since, but I wanted to talk about it because a lot of people associate this with Disney, but I truly believe that it was someone in her home, like she's been saying, that did this to her. But anyways, guys, I need a sip of Red Bull, and I've got a peeled box package to open for you guys. Oh, I've been drinking these way too much. But let's transition. Okay, guys, that was a lot. And also, I feel so bad for Bella. Like, I do like Bella. At one point, I was a little indecisive because of the whole Tana thing, but I don't want the whole Tana situation to cloud my, you know, thinking when it comes to her as a overall person, because I do feel like she's gone through a lot, and that explains it. I mean, her dad, what she went through with this man, she's gone through so much. So This package is from Autumn, and it looks like she's from the United States, so let's go ahead and open it. Thank you so much, Autumn, for sending me this, and if you guys ever want to send me a P.O. Box item, I've got it listed below, my little address at the end of the description, but let's go ahead and see, what she wrote. Hey, Sloan, it's Autumn again. Oh my gosh, I did, oh my gosh, I recognize this, I recognize the packaging. I knew I did when I first saw it. Okay. It's Autumn again. I hope you like the sweater, and I hope it fits Bunny or another dog you know. Oh, I just love you and your channel. I watch every video, but seriously, don't forget to take care of yourself first. Also, this sweater is washable. Just don't dry it. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Autumn. And this is, oh my gosh, this is gonna fit her. How did you like literally know her size? This is so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. Her little knit moment. She's gonna be like Grandma Bunny in this Autumn. Oh my gosh, this is actually so adorable. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have to take a picture of Bunny and put this on Instagram. So wow, Autumn, like the craftsmanship and the fact that you've made this, like it's got really beautiful buttons here that say handmade with love. You guys can see it would strap around Bunny this way, and that's how it's going to lay on her, so she's definitely going to have to go and try it on. This is so cute. Like, I can't. I love it so much, Autumn. Thank you so much. I don't know if you have a business with this because you didn't list it in here, but if I figure it out and you do, I will leave it in the description below because I'm sure people would love this. But if not, thank you for making it for me specially, and I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.